My name's Michael Lynn. I've worked at the Trust for the past for 13 years, up till my retirement at the end of September last year. My role was as a non-ionising radiation specialist, was responsible for the image quality of ultrasound systems, had a role to play in MRI and lasers and phototherapy. In the January of last year, I gave notice that I would retire. By the time I left, there wasn't actually anybody to hand over to. But eventually someone was found, and I was asked if I would come back to effect a proper handover. And I was asked to come back for 2 months in March and in April of this year. And what I was doing was trying to make a handover to my successor, but my successor needed to work from home. I carried on. I was involved in scanning lungs. If there is damage from the COVID, you see these characteristic patterns on the ultrasound image. I was involved in helping to train doctors in A&E and AMU and so on how to manage this, because quite often the symptoms of COVID are mimic those of heart failure, kidney disease and lung problems too. Either they haven't got COVID, or it's something else and they should be investigated for that, or you can say you're not that badly affected. Here you are, here's an oxygen monitor which you put on your fingers, and go home and we will ring you every day. And those people are managed in what's called the virtual ward. It's an RBH innovation actually. I didn't want to go back to my previous digs because I had been renting a room and staying with an elderly couple. So I was uncomfortable about that. I knew I couldn't do that. I needed somewhere secure and safe for everybody. Actually, there's a lot to like about the pods. One of the nice things is the field in front, and quite a few people take the opportunity to keep up their fitness. Some of the young doctors and nurses get out there and they would put Joe Wicks to shame. And it makes me tired just watching it. There's no cooking facilities in the pod itself, but there is a white tent which has got washing machines, a microwave and a fridge. In comparison to my living quarters when I was in the RAF, it's almost luxurious.
My name is Kath Hallworth-Cook. I'm currently a bariatric CNS here at the Trust. I've worked at the Trust since 1996, started off at Battle Hospital, done various roles to end up where I am now. Well, I'm using the accommodation pods because I actually live in North Shropshire, north of Shrewsbury, which is 175 miles each way journey. Normally when I'm in Reading, I stay with my mother-in-law, an elderly lady. She's in her 80s. She has underlying health conditions, and obviously when the coronavirus situation kind of came to the fore, she was very anxious about me staying with her and worrying about me bringing the virus home. I've been using the pods so that I can basically sort of protect her, keep her safe, that sort of reassurance that actually I've got somewhere to stay, I don't have to worry about it, I can just get on and do my job. The pods are great. They are small, they're compact, I think is the word. There's a radiator, so I haven't been cold at all the time I've been staying there. There's plenty of hot water, which is nice for your showers at the end of a tough day. It's a bit like glamping really. For a while they were doing free breakfast in the tent at the end there, so you can have your choice of full cooked breakfast, bacon, sausage, egg, hash browns, mushrooms, tomatoes, the full works, toast, and that was quite a nice way to start the morning. And certainly not what I would normally have, but I sort of did indulge a few times. Pop-up supermarkets, I used that every week up until it finished last week. And for me that was great because it meant that I could put my order in, pick it up on a Thursday before I drove home, and could just go home without having to worry, is there food in the house? Do I have to go shopping when I get home? And as well as the food box that we paid for, there was always a nice sort of extra box full of goodies that was donated from various other companies and organisations, which was a really nice touch and definitely gratefully received. I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that's made the pods possible. The hospital for organising it, Reading School for letting them be here, Caboose who provided the pods, and all the volunteers as well. There's been some amazing volunteers with the supermarket and helping out with the food and tea and coffee in the tent, and just generally the support that I felt from the Trust as a whole has been incredible. It's been a really good supportive environment. Communication's been good. Always felt that I've known sort of what's going on. So a big thank you to everybody really.